me hit the work with my shirt off. Came up off them pounds, feel like I'm young Dolph.
All right, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so the Evo 8 build / restoration continues today. We are actually gonna go ahead and pull the transmission. Because the clutch has to be done, I knew that when I got the car. Supposedly the transmission may need to be rebuilt. I personally think it's just the clutch. Now, if replacing the clutch in the Evo 8 is anything like the Evo 10, it's 100% gonna suck. Someone actually told me it's actually a little bit easier to do it in this, but we'll find out, I guess, here in a little bit. Not sure what clutch is in it, but I will be replacing it with a Comp Stage 3, which is used, has maybe around 1,000 miles on it, which is basically new. Went ahead and grabbed some ARP flywheel bolts and a brand new OEM throwout bearing as well. I haven't picked up any fluid yet, so I will have to get fluid. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jack up the car, remove the front wheels, and get started on this project.
Perfect.
All right, car's off the ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and start up top here and start removing some of the things like the intercooler piping, probably whatever harness is connected to the transmission. Also gonna go ahead and remove the intake to give myself a little more room. Definitely gonna have to disconnect the shift linkage. And after all that's done up top, I'm probably gonna go ahead and drain whatever fluids I need to, like the transmission, transfer case, and maybe even the oil, since I plan to change the oil that's in here anyway, so. All right, so the transmission is just about ready to come out of the Evo 8. So I actually went ahead and pulled both the axles and the intermediate shaft, or the axle stud, whatever you want to call it. So when I pulled the driver's side axle, it looks like I'm gonna actually have to go ahead and rebuild this one. So I'll replace the boot, because the boot actually like slipped right off. So definitely got some contamination in there because of that now. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and buy a new boot if I can find one. Clean it up and re-grease it and everything, and that one should be good to go. Some people suggest not doing that. Some people suggest just go ahead and buying a new axle. But yeah, so axles are out. Shift linkage has been disconnected. All the transfer case bolts are out, and the transfer case has been pushed over to the side. All the belt housing bolts are out. But I do have both the motor mounts, or both the transmission mounts, to actually disconnect. So this one here and the one on the back there.
Much later.
All right, it's been several weeks since I've even attempted to actually work on this, but today is a new day. I got help today. I got my man Killer Cam over here, and my man X over here. I was actually considering having my dude Elijah come and actually separate the tranny from the motor, because I couldn't get the throwout bearing to release. We're gonna remove the pressure plate bolts from the flywheel and just pull the clutch and the transmission all together as one. Because, like I said, the throwout bearing is actually pretty hammered. It's pretty messed up. So.
You think so?
How many have you guys removed so far?
3.
3? I think, how many? It's either 6 or 8. I think it's between 6 and 8. So it pays to have friends that actually know how to work on cars. So if you don't have friends that know how to work on cars, find new friends.
Down, coming down.
Come on. Oh yes!
Keep coming. Clear.
Man, oh my gosh.
Look at that.
God damn. I'm pretty sure this is why it wouldn't go in a gear, okay?
Just a thought.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even know what brand clutch this is. What is this?
It's extinct now.
Right. I'm not 100% sure what collection flywheel setup this is, but this flywheel, hopefully I can reuse this. It will 100% have to be resurfaced. I do have new ARP flywheel bolts to replace these with, so those won't be getting reused. Man, I take a lot of pride in doing my own work, but they came through. The MVPs came through today or whatever. and they helped me, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I was dreading having to do this by myself. So there's not much more I can do on the Evo 8. The transmission's removed, so that's good to go. I actually need to drop it off at my dude's shop because I actually want to have him run through it a little bit just to make sure that everything's solid, so that way when I throw it back on the car, I don't have any other issues, you know, because that would 100% suck. So moving on, I'm actually gonna take care of a couple things on the Evo 10 that I actually probably should have done a long time ago, whatever. It's a couple simple, easy fixes that I've just been putting off, whatever, because I was trying to focus on the Evo 8. But two things. First thing, I'm pretty sure it has an exhaust leak, so I need to replace one of the exhaust gaskets on the cab back. And I also need to replace this reservoir cap with the upgraded one from MA Performance. So I actually received it a very long time ago. I actually just never went ahead and replaced it. It's like the revised one that has a breather, so that way it doesn't leak like how it's doing now. So yeah, it looks pretty bad. But the car doesn't overheat. It just overflows with coolant every so often, whatever, because there's nowhere for it to bleed off to, I guess, or it's building up pressure. I don't know. But that breather, that new breather cap should eliminate that. So let's go ahead and knock out those two things. And I may actually take it for a quick little drive, do a couple pulls.
Perfect.
All right, so no more exhaust leak in the Evo 10, which is great. But now that I think about it, I probably should have went ahead and replaced that wideband sensor when I was up underneath there. But I'll save that for another day. I'm just super happy to have the car actually sounding like an Evo again. But super excited, glad that we were able to go ahead and remove that transmission from the Evo 8. I got it chilling back here behind the car for now. I tried to actually run it through all the gears, and it goes through all but one of the gears. With the transmission being out of the car, it's kind of hard to tell what gear it is. So, but I guess I'm either gonna make an attempt to run through it myself, pull it apart, or I'm gonna just drop it off at my dude's shop and see if he can do it. So side note, I hit 2,000 subscribers, so big shout out to you guys. I really appreciate the support on the channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you like cars, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. But not seriously, I really appreciate you guys for the continued support. If there's anything specific you guys want to see on the channel, like more Evo cruises, let me know, because I can actually make that happen. A couple friends actually have their builds either all finished up or nearly being completed, so I'd love to feature them on the channel as well. I appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.